The sins of past parents. This life is borne by children. The power of cause and effect cannot be ignored. I feel helpless after reading it. Life is alive. There is often an indescribable pain and suffering. Not doing evil, but being punished by fate is not your choice. But you have to bear the burden of a lifetime. Some kids grow up sick. Bumpy fate. Academic difficulties, emotional distress, even born with disabilities. Withdrawn personality. Parents are puzzled. Why do we do our best to do good? Children are still suffering. But it has a deep meaning in numerology and Buddhism. Get to know these seemingly innocent children who are suffering. They often carry, in the long night before the parents of the previous life, in the torrent of six reincarnations, the karma we create in each life, for good and evil, will eventually leave an impact. When a heavy industry is created at a certain point, but repented or unevolved, these karma won't go away. It will be attached to the soul like a shadow, waiting for an opportunity to reappear. This opportunity, sometimes it falls on the subconscious self. Sometimes it's passed on to your bloodline descendants. Children of the King of England follow. Intricate. Buddhism talks about the origin of the starry sky. All relationships are born by fate. Between parents and children. It is the Sukhoi relationship. If you have ever hurt someone and failed to repay them, he may become your child in the afterlife. Let you take care of it. The Kesadagarbha Sutra has clouds and great night power. Can rival the false fan. Can fit into the sea. Impairment. During the reign of Li Zong in the southern Song dynasty, Wangshan village, on the outskirts of Linen, Su Jingren's cries broke the silence of the morning. He was not born a baby. It's a young man in his 20s. Now, kneeling in front of my mother's mausoleum, tears mixed with soil soaked the plastic clothes on his chest. The mother royal family lingered on ice for 3 years. Deplete the last of the family's savings. After all, I couldn't survive this cold winter. And this is just the beginning of Su Jingren's tragic fate. He is unaware of the hardships of his life. 100 years ago, the seeds of England were planted by his grandfather. Su Jingren's grandfather, he was a county party committee member in the early years of the Southern Song dynasty. At that time, the world was first tripod banditry. Su Chenji has repeatedly solved major cases with his bravery. Appreciated by the boss. But he was greedy and violent. Often framed when handling cases. Search for people, jobs and people. I even tried to swallow the gold in a theft case. There is no innocent Huo, Lang Li. Turn it into a confession. Verdict. Li, before leaving, roar at the sky of the law field. You are corrupt. Grass rape. I, Li, turned into a ghost. You will also let your children and grandchildren pay the blood debt. The voice was mournful. Hear the No Mending Heart Sutra. Su Chenji took it personally. Still going my own way. He bought land with money from Su. Build a house. Live in extravagance and wealth. Strangely enough, he was childless after many years of marriage. I didn't have a son until I was 40. It was Su Jingren's father, Su Wenbin. Su Wenbin was frail and sickly since childhood. Cowardice. Completely different from Su Chenji's bravery. Su Chenji in his later years. A fire broke out at home. The house was burned to the ground. He himself was also burned in the fire. Died soon after. Before he died, he looked at the fire in the sky. It seems that I saw the ghost of Li. He kept shouting for his life. Dead. When Su Wenbin inherited the family business, all that's left is Jim Boshin and a dilapidated tile house. He is mild-mannered. Hard work. But I can't get rid of the entanglement of bad luck. He married Wang from a neighboring village. Failure to have children for many years after marriage, it was not until the age of 40 that Su Jingren was born. I thought old Ryder was an auxiliary police officer. The birth of Su Jingren did not bring good luck to the family. Instead, it made the doom worse. Su Jingren was feeble and sickly since childhood. At the age of 3, high fever nearly died. Although he saved his life, he had a stomping disability. The old people in the village said that the child was here to collect debts. It was the Su family who committed crimes in their previous life. This life will be punished. Su Wenbin and his wife do not believe in ghosts and gods. The child was suffering at that time. Double love for him. Do your best to treat him. But the family is already poor. In order to treat Su Jingren, they sold the only Jimboshin they had. It's getting harder and harder. Director Su Jingren has long known that parents are not easy. Although he is not, but very smart. At the age of 1, he offered to read private books. Su Wenbin and his wife were overjoyed. We patched together the tuition. Send him to private school. Su Jingren studied very hard. Often read late at night. Results are always at the top. Mr. Si Shu loved him very much. I often tell people that Di Jingran is a talented child. Will be great in the future. But the clutches of fate never let go of him. At the age of 15, when Su Wenbin went up the mountain to chop firewood, accidentally stumbled and fell off a cliff. Died on the spot. This sudden change make it worse for already poor families. The royal family is devastated. Can't afford to be sick. Su Jingren had to drop out of school and go home. While taking care of my mother, while making a living by copying books and chopping firewood, he gets up before dawn every day, climbing the mountain road with crutches to chop firewood. Drag your tired body home in the evening. Make medicine for mother. Laundry and cooking. The neighbors looked at him pitifully. From time to time, he will provide him with some food and clothing. But it's a drop in the bucket after all. Su Jingren often wept alone in the middle of the night. He doesn't understand. You and your parents are honest people. Why suffer so much? He looked out the window at the night sky. The heart is full of confusion and unwillingness. He remembered the words of the old man in the village. Are you really here to collect debts? Could it be that my grandfather made all this? His sins will now be paid for by him. Wang's condition is getting worse. It requires expensive medicines to survive. Su Jingren wanted to treat her mother's illness. I had to go around and borrow money. But most of the families in the village are not rich. I am afraid of getting bad luck from the Su family. They politely refused. Cornered. Su Jingren remembered her cousin, who was far away in Linen Mansion. My cousin is a business person. Wealthy family. Su Jingren held out a glimmer of hope. Walking 100 miles on crutches to Linen Mansion for help. Cousin saw him in his clothes. Move forward. I feel sorry for you. but also unpredictable. Jingran, it's not that my cousin doesn't help you. It's just that your situation is really special. The sins your grandfather committed back then are too resentful. Whoever gets it is unlucky. I suggest you accept your fate. Su Jingran begged. Cousin, my mother is dying. Please save him. I will definitely pay double in the future. Cousin is soft-hearted after all. Gave him some money but also stared at him. Take this silver. Don't come to me again. It's better for our two families to travel less to the north. Su Jingran held the silver and had 5 mixed feelings in her heart. He doesn't understand his grandfather's sins. Why should he and his mother bear the burden? But he had no time to complain. I can only rush home immediately to get medicine for my mother. Under his loving care, Wang's condition is temporarily under control. But that's just a matter of interest. More silver is needed for a complete cure. To make money, Su Jingran thought of going to the bookstore of Linen Mansion to copy books. The owner of the bookstore saw his neat handwriting, and they left him. Su Jingran gets up every morning and is greedy for dark and copies books until late at night. Although hard, but you can also write silver. But bad luck strikes again. When he copied the book, accidentally soiled the employer's precious manuscript. Employers are furious. Not only did he deduct his wages, they beat him up and kicked him out of the study. Su Jingran dragged her injured body and walked with difficulty. On the way home, the rain is falling on him. Freezing cold. Just like his mood at the moment. He doesn't understand. I have obviously worked so hard. Why can't I escape the trick of fate? He remembered what his grandfather had done. Reminds me of Li's curse before leaving. The heart is full of helplessness and despair. Go home. Wang Shi saw that he was covered in injuries. Distressed. And it got sicker. Su Jingran looked at her mother's painful appearance. Mixed feelings. He knows he can't fall. For mother, he must persevere. He asked around. I finally found a job doing chores in a restaurant. The work in the restaurant is very hard. He washes countless dishes every day. Cleaning. You have to endure the difficulties of the boss and guests. And he didn't complain. I only hope to earn more money to treat my mother's illness. But fate always seemed to play a joke on him. One day, a group of hooligans came to the restaurant. Patrol posture. Su Jingran stepped forward to dissuade, but was beaten and maimed by local hooligans. He lost all sensation in his left leg. The boss saw that he had become a cripple. They fired him. Su Jingran fell into a desperate situation again. He was lying on the hospital bed, looking at the ceiling. Tears fall silently. He remembered what Master Yingwang had said. Children and parents. There are 4 kinds of cause and effect. Are you really here to complain? It was a blood debt owed by my grandfather. Now it's up to him to pay. Wang Shi looked at her son's miserable condition. Inconsolable. The condition deteriorated sharply. Died soon after. Su Jingran knelt in front of her mother, crying my heart out. He felt that his life was a tragedy. No matter how hard he tries, can't escape the shackles of fate. He began to believe. It's all karma. It's the sin of my grandfather. Now it's up to him. After his mother passed away, Su Jingran was devastated. I once wanted to commit suicide. But he remembered his mother's last words. Let him live well. It got rid of it. This year, he packed his simple bags. On crutches, walk aimlessly. He didn't know where he was going. I don't know where my future lies. One day, he came to an ancient temple called Jinki Temple. The temple is full of incense. The bell is melodious. Su Jingren's heart moved. He entered the temple. He knelt before the Buddha. Devout worship. Hoping to receive the blessing of the Buddha. At this time, a white-haired monk approached him. Put your hands together, benefactor. The imperial sister of Mayuma is heavy. There must be an unsolvable problem in my heart. Su Jingren looked up. I saw the face of the monk with compassion. Deep eyes. He felt a little sour. Tell your own experience. I informed the monk one by one. The eminent monk sighed after listening. Everything in the world has a cause and effect. The suffering you are enduring today is not inevitable. It's because of the sins your grandfather committed back then. Su Jingren asked the master in her heart for a while. Is it the sins of past parents? Is it really up to the children to bear the burden? The senior monk nodded and said that the difference between karmic violence is shocking. Bad offspring do not live. The child is not good. Father never lives. Traction at night. Karma. Children are connected to their parents by blood. The lie will also influence each other. A grandfather died of corruption. Grasped human life. Committed heinous sins. His influence not only affected him, it also affects future generations. Your father was frail all his life. Disability, since childhood. Down the road. It's all a country of karmic inspiration. Su Jingren asked the master, puzzled. Then why should I pay for my grandfather's sins? It's so unfair to me. The monk smiled and said, Patron. Causal cycle. Retribution. Your grandfather planted the cause of evil. Now it's time to reap the consequences. You, as his descendant. Bloodline. Naturally, she will be implicated by the lie. But it's not that you pay for his sins, but you own the lie. Intertwined with grandfather's the result of mutual action. The monk paused. Continue to talk about Master Yin Guang Zhang Yen. There are 4 kinds of karma for children and parents. Complain about debt repayment. Debt collection. You charged the blood debt owed to Li back then. Li is angry. Reincarnation. Maybe he came to complain to the Su family about debt collection. And you, the victim of this cycle of causality. Su Jingren's heart was full of helpless master. Am I going to suffer like this for the rest of my life? Is there no way to change destiny? The senior monk said that although the donor's karma is heavy, but not immutable, life is made by yourself, born from the heart. As long as you can have good intentions, do good deeds, accumulate blessings, can resolve karma, change destiny. Your grandfather's sins are a foregone conclusion. But you can do it yourself. Accumulate good luck for the Su family. Repay debts of past lives. Su Jingren asked the master. I have a disability. Poor family. How to accumulate blessings? The monk said to accumulate virtue and do good deeds. Not rich or poor. not in ability. And in the mind, you can start with the little things around you, like a kind word, no effort, voice suction, etc. These free acts of kindness seems insignificant, but it can accumulate the blessings behind it and resolve it. At night, Su Jingren memorized the words of the monk in his heart. A glimmer of hope in my heart. He decided to stay at Jinki Temple. While doing good deeds, he gets up early every day to clean the courtyard of the temple, guide the way for pilgrims, help monks chop firewood and carry water. He also often goes down the mountain to help the people near the leader, heal them. Road building and bridge building. Su Jingren stayed at Jinsi Temple. Meditate daily. Do good deeds widely. He is modest, helpful. Got it, soon. The love of the monks and saints in the temple. People nearby. They all looked up to him. From time to time, some food and clothing will be sent to the temple. One day, an old woman came to the temple for help. His grandson has a strange disease. High fever persists. Unconscious. The local doctors were helpless. Su Jingren remembered. I was seriously ill as a child. I know the pain of the old woman. He followed the old woman to his house. I took a close look at the child's condition. Although he does not understand medicine, but I remember some herbal knowledge taught to him by the eminent monk. He picked some herbs in the mountains. Boil it into a soup and give it to the child. I didn't expect a few days later. The child's condition miraculously improved. The old woman was grateful. He took out a lot of money to repay Su Jingren. Su Jingren politely declined. The old man just raised his hand. You're welcome. I am also very happy to be able to help the child. After this, Su Jingren's reputation gradually spread. More and more people are coming for help. He complied. Do your best to help them. He was gathering herbs in the mountains, heal the people. He helped the villagers build roads and bridges, make it easier for them to travel. He also taught a school in the temple, teaching village children to read and write for free. Su Jingren thought she did more good deeds. Accumulate blessings, can resolve karma, change destiny. But he didn't expect, doom still hasn't spared him. One day when he went down the mountain to heal the people, met a group of robbers. The robbers saw him carrying the people some food and clothing, and snatched it. Su Jingren tried to stop, but he was beaten by the robbers. Food and clothing were also stolen. He was dragging his injured body. The difficult return to the temple, heart full of disappointment and helplessness. He doesn't understand. I have worked so hard to do good deeds and accumulate virtue. Why is it still unfortunate? Is this his destiny? No matter how hard he tries, he can't change it. The monk saw his thoughts. Consolation, patron. The Lee's solution was not achieved overnight. It takes patience and persistence. The good deeds you do, although it has not changed your destiny for the time being, but it has accumulated blessings in subtle ways. I believe that A and B will be resolved in the night of the 10th. Fate will change. Su Jingren nodded. Although my heart is full of helplessness, but still choose to believe the monk's words. He continued to do good deeds. Never give up. But fate always seemed to joke with him. Soon after, a fire broke out in Jinki Temple. The temple was burned beyond recognition. Su Jingren had to leave the temple again. Wandering around, he was struggling with his cane. The heart is full of confusion and despair. He doesn't know how much suffering he has to endure. I don't know where my future lies. Su Jingren drifted for a long time. Finally arrived at a remote mountain village. The people in the village are simple and kind. See him pitiful. They took him in. Su Jingren settled down in the village. Keep doing good deeds. He helped the villagers farm the land, chopping firewood for healing. 1. The love of the villagers. One day, a wandering Taoist came to the village. The Taoist priest saw that Su Jingren was disabled, but the face is peaceful. Very curious. After he had a conversation with Su Jingren, learned what happened to him, but let out a long sigh. Benefactor, you had a feud with the Li family in your previous life. In this life, I am implicated by my grandfather's knight. Destiny panting. It's helpless. Su Jingren asked the Taoist priest, is it true that my life, can't you really get rid of the shackles of fate? The Taoist said to the benefactor, causal cycle. Retribution. The sins your grandfather committed, someone has to pay. You, as his descendant, naturally have to endure this experience. But it's not for nothing. It's for you to practice in the midst of suffering. Exhausted karma. Accumulate blessings. He paused. Continued to say that although you have suffered a lot in your life, but it has also accumulated profound blessings. You will be reborn in a house of good fruits in your next life. Have a safe life. Worry-free food and clothing. This is the fairness of cause and effect. So good causes, good results. Evil results. Your grandfather planted the cause of evil. Reap the consequences. You plant good causes, will also reap good fruits. Su Jingren's heart suddenly brightened. He got it. The sins of past parents. Although he has suffered countless hardships in this life, but it's also a practice. He learned to be strong through hardship. Learned to be kind. Learned tolerance. Although he cannot change his destiny in this life, but through their own efforts, accumulate blessings for the next life. From then on, Su Jingren no longer complained about the injustice of fate, but to face all the hardships in life calmly. He still insists on doing good deeds. Help everyone around you. He often told people about the sins of his past life. The suffering of this life, it's all inevitable in the causal cycle. We can't change the past, but now we can't escape our fate. But through their own efforts, make destiny better. Many years later, Su Jingren passed away peacefully in the village. The villagers held a grand funeral for him. Remember this kind and strong old man. They all say, although Su Jingren suffered all his life, but his kindness and virtue will always be remembered in people's hearts. What Su Jingren didn't know was that, after his death, his soul came to the underworld. The judge examined his life and death department and said to him, Su Jingren, you have done many good deeds in this life. Accumulated the blessings behind, resolved part of the night left by grandfather. In the next life, you will be reborn in a scholarly family. Have a safe life. Imperial Examination Base. Guangzhou. Su Jingren's soul looked into the distance. My heart is full of emotion. He got it. Although the power of cause and effect is powerful, it is helpless. But as long as you have good intentions, do good deeds, can resolve karma, change destiny. The sins of past parents may cause children to suffer. But this is not the end. It's the beginning of the experience. In the cycle of British reincarnation, everyone is experiencing their own practice. They are all accumulating blessings for their future. Cause and effect in the world is like an invisible web, connecting everyone. Cause of previous life, fruit of this life. Cause of this life, afterlife fruit. We can't escape karma. Can't change past sins. But we can choose to live in the moment. Have good intentions, do good deeds. Use your own efforts to resolve karma. Accumulate blessings. Make your life better. This may be the true meaning of cause and effect. It is also the spiritual path of life.